and that's basically everything I need for an advanced lighting tutorial. The trouble is I've actually no idea what an advanced lighting tutorial actually is, but I know you've been asking for them, so let me know in the comments, what is an advanced tutorial for you? For me, it's anything that I don't normally do, and today that involves this. Hello, I'm Gavin Hoey and you're watching Adorama TV, brought to you by Adorama, the camera store that's got everything for us photographers, including the Flashpoint AK-R21, better known as the Projection Attachment Kit. I'm going to use it to create a beam of light to get some really dramatic images. I've never used it before, so this should be good fun. Now, if you haven't already done so, click on the subscribe button and bell icon so you never miss a video right here on Adorama TV. I was going to say let's get a light ready, but well, that's basically it. What else do I need to make this work? I'm going to need some smoke. Let's get the smoke machine ready, let's get some black fabric, and let's get shooting. Oh, sandbag. I'm going to need a sandbag or two. To help me out today, I've got the amazing Selena. Selena's going to be the model for this photo shoot, and the first tip I'm going to give you is about the smoke. It's essential for this look, but it's also the very last thing you should bring to the shot, because once you fill the room up with smoke, well, there's not really much going back from that. So I'm going to go through all the technical bits using this white wall as fake smoke, and then we'll bring the smoke in soon. The first picture I'm going to take has nothing to do with the lights, but everything to do with the ambient light. So I've set my camera up at 250th of a second, which is my flash sync speed for this particular camera, f5.6 for a nice middle of the road aperture, ISO 200, and I'm going to take a picture like that without any flash firing, and it looks like this. No flash, no picture. We've got complete control over the room lights, which means these are the deepest, darkest shadows that we can record, and shadows are going to be our friend in this shoot. You'll notice that there's no modifier on there yet, because you never know, maybe the bare flash will give me just the right kind of beam of light that I'm looking for. It's got to be worth a try, isn't it? So let's see what it looks like. I've already metered this out, so we should get a good exposure. Okay, Selena, quick test photo. I'm going to go a bit wider than I would normally so I can see the effect of the light. And, well, there is actually quite an obvious beam coming down, but weirdly, the Evolve 200 also has these odd lines coming out left and right. So let's see if we can do something about that. The Evolve 200 comes with an optional barn door and grid set. That should help to control the spill of the weird edges that we were getting before, and should give me a little bit more of a controlled, confined beam of light. So I think we just need to increase the power by maybe 2 stops to 1/16th power. And that looks like this. Which is much better. We've lost those lines, but the edges of this light are quite soft. They're not as defined and sharp as I'm looking for, and the center of the light actually has a little bit of light and shade in it as well. So I need to do something else. So I've switched out. Now we've got the Flashpoint AK-R21 Projector. It's going to give me that crisp edge to my lines that I'm looking for. But it is a very directional light. So Selena is going to have to stay pretty much glued to the wall, but have a look at this. Okay, Selena, quick little test photo. Let's see how it goes. So we end up with this really great sharp-edged beam of light, but I think I'm going to put a little bit of fill light in there just to open up the shadows a little bit. And this is what I'm going to use. It's another Flashpoint Evolve 200, and I'm going to fire it away from Selena, actually at the wall behind you. It's just going to bounce around and give us that little bit of fill. It's on quite a low power, 1/64th power. It doesn't need much, just to lift the shadows a tiny bit. Okay, let's try the two lights together, see how they look. That gives me a great combination of direction, but also with a little bit of detail in the shadows. Okay, I think we should take a few photos like this. Selena, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Because the light is so directional, it seems a shame just to leave it in one place, and you'll get different effects just by moving it around. And it is such a lightweight setup, it is really easy to do. It's taken a bit of effort, but I've changed things around quite a bit. It's going to be worth it. I've made this small black area here. Now, I don't actually need that to be black because we know we've got no flash, no picture, but that's going to come in really handy later on. We'll get to that soon. I've also put the light way up as high as I can get it on my C-stand, right above the camera shot. It's quite high up for a reason, because I want as much space as possible for the light to come down onto Selena. But have I got it right? Well, let's take a test photo and see what we've got before we add any smoke into the room. Okay, Selena, quick little test photo. Here we go. I'm going to go really wide, leaving lots of space above Selena, because that is where the smoke and the light's going to come from. But for now, well, she just looks like she's inside of a hole. So I think what we need to do, fill the room with smoke. Blue light on the smoke machine means I'm ready to go. You'll find links to all of the gear I'm using in this video in the description below, including the Chauvet DJ Hurricane 1200, which is my favorite smoke machine for my small home studio. The type of smoke is really important as well. I need something that's going to last for a fair amount of time, but nothing that is too dense. So I'm going to use light smoke fluid. It's more haze than smoke. You also don't need as much as you think you're going to need. It's easy to build smoke up. It's very hard to remove it once it's in the room. So all I need to do is add some smoke to the scene. I'm just going to check with Selena, make sure she's ready first of all. Are you ready for this? Okay, here we go. We'll put a little bit of smoke in. And that'll do for starters. I'm going to let that dissipate around the room a little bit, and we'll see how that changes the look from the AK-R21 projector. Okay, here we go. As you can see, we've got that line coming straight down, more or less. There's a bit of fine tuning to do, but the intensity isn't quite what I'm after. Now you might think I need to increase the flash brightness, or maybe add more smoke to the scene. Don't add more smoke to the scene, that's plenty of smoke. Instead, what I'm going to do is actually move the flash behind Selena. Let me show you how this looks. What I've done is I've moved the flash in the AK-R21 projector so it's slightly behind Selena, slightly pointing towards the camera. So I'm back illuminating the smoke ever so slightly. And this time the smoke looks a little bit different, and that's because backlit smoke looks more dramatic than frontlit smoke. Now obviously, putting the light behind Selena means that we can't actually see Selena's face. There's a couple of things we could do to make this work. The first one is just ask Selena to look towards the light. Let's try that. So Selena, would you like just to look up? Maybe turn to the side slightly. That's great. Here we go, quick little test photo. And that works really well, but it does limit the amount of poses that Selena can actually do. So although that works, what I'm actually going to do is do what we did earlier and put the fill light in. So let's get one of those. My fill light is going to be the same Evolve 200 that I used before, and I've put it over the side so we get some nice directional fill light in this shot, but spoiler alert, this is the wrong place to put it, and let me show you why. Okay, Selena, quick little test photo, here we go. So we've got two lights now. We've got a top light and we have a side light. And when I look at these pictures, I can see the side light coming in. We now have two beams of light, one nice and crisp and one, well, not. So the solution is actually to put the light on axis with the camera, because the beam that it creates, well, it's going to fit in with the beam that's coming down. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. It's also on quite a low power, 1/64th power. Now you might think that this fill light should actually light Selena's face in total, but if I did, we'd end up with this, which is, well, just wrong on many levels. So instead I've got it on a low power to add a little bit of fill light. It will mean that Selena kind of needs to look towards the key light slightly, but not as much as she did before. Let's take a test photo. Let's have a little look. Here we go. So now we have a nice combination of fill light and down light. That looks really dramatic, and I think we're ready to take a few photos. So Selena, are you ready? Okay, let's take a few photos like this. Here we go. Usually for my smoke I like a textured thick smoke, but not today. Today I'm actually going to change it and have a much smoother mist. So wafting with a wafting board, also known as a reflector, is a great way just to blend all of those smoke particles together and give me the look I'm after. And finally, the smoke is cleared and I can see what I'm doing again. Well, I did say this was going to be an advanced technique, and it's not every day I get to do this, but it was great fun. One thing I definitely should have said at some point during the video is if you're going to fly your light really high and out really far, make sure you're using a sandbag, but not just any sandbag. My usual ones are kind of dark black and hard to see in this sort of environment, so make sure you choose sandbags that are very visible, and you'll find links to all of the gear I'm using in the video description below. Now, if you've enjoyed this video or you've got any questions, leave me a comment down below. Click on the bell icon and you'll never miss a video right here on Adorama TV, and hold on a second, here we go. Make sure you click on that subscribe button. I'm Gavin Hoey, thanks for watching.